I do wonder whether some of the founders are competing against themselves, that they're all in the same area. I mean, healthcare, femtech, for instance, is a growing area. So even though there's been encouraging signs, is the competition too hot for women in concentrated sectors?
Yeah, I do think that there is quite a variety, though, of verticals. When we look in the report at the verticals for female-founded activity, we see, of course, the tech sector broadly dominating that space, but we also see some activity in media and retail, some of those figures as well. So there is quite a bit of variety. To your point, I think the concept of community building and having women support each other is a big part of this solution. And so we do see growing communities of women angel investors and entrepreneurs themselves building those networks. And I think that's going to be a big part of building out that funnel and showing women that they can succeed in these spaces and there are women available to support them.
AI, what does that mean for women in future? Because I was talking to Qualcomm and they had partnered up with an AI startup which had a female founder, which is encouraging, but it doesn't feel as though we're going to see that same level reflected across the industry, that this might again be another male-driven trend.
Yeah, well, I think the share of women's presence in that space is one thing, but we have seen, at least in the venture capital investment numbers, quite a bit of a rise of investment in AI and ML for female-founded companies. Alongside that movement for the total sector, we have some really big names in the AI space founded by women like Anthropic, Scale AI, Credo, some big movers, and I think there is more of a push for women's presence across the tech sector, and AI is part of that.
Let me go back to something you said right at the start about the barriers, and you talked about socioeconomic factors and you talked about childcare, which I can't believe we're still talking about, but unfortunately we are as well. Is it political? Because there is, and I talk about that you're from Seattle, so I'm talking, let me go stateside on this one, because we know that all kinds of things that shouldn't be political, like ESG, have suddenly become hugely political in the United States as well. Is women's place in technology and the workplace, has that become political as well?
Yeah, I think the conversation around ESG initiatives, DE&I, is certainly becoming a hot button topic, at least in the US, I'm sure in Europe as well. We had the recent Supreme Court decision was struck down affirmative action, and we're already seeing those ripple effects in the venture space with some lawsuits against diversity-focused funds. So there is some sensitivities there, but when we look at the presence of women in the space already, we do see that they are staking their claim and growing. So we hope to see that continue.
I don't know how I feel after speaking to you. I think I feel mildly positive, but not quite as positive as I'd like to feel.
That's okay.
Is that about right?
Yeah, we don't need to sugarcoat this topic.
No, we don't. Yeah. Okay, Annemarie, lovely to see you. Thank you very much indeed for joining Karen and myself today. Annemarie Donegan, who is research analyst at Pitchbook.